back to another episode of the BRG podcast. Yoo-hoo!
Yeah.
How is it going, everybody? How's it going? And how are you doing, Mr. Kurok?
I'm considerably well. The last couple of days.
I actually got to ask. I've known you for a little while here, but is it Mr. Kurok or is it Mr. Kraft? Because you're Kurok Kraft.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Kurok Kraft,
Yeah,
Mr. Kraft.
Yeah.
No, I would say Kurok.
Mr. Anderson. No. Anyways.
Mr. Anderson.
So, guys,
things are good. Thank you.
well, good. So, right at the top here, guys, I had to take drugs. My back and my shoulders killing me, so I may not be 100%. Kurok, had he known, would have taken some drugs too, but...
Yeah, from my back.
No,
but I'm good. I'm better today, so I didn't need them.
Well, that's a good thing. I hope the week's been well for you.
Yeah, it has pretty good.
All right, cool. All right, guys, so tonight we're going to be doing some rapid fire news here. We don't really have some really good kind of meaty topics to dive into, so what we're going to do is we're going to blow through some quick rapid fire topics, and then we're going to dive into the main topic, which tonight is actually going to be about reviewers kind of button heads with game makers and basically getting threatened to have access to games pulled. That's going to be a real fun to do because it's drama. Let's face facts. Drama's fun.
If I give them a bad review, they might not give me another game. Stupid.
Anyways, all right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the rapid fire news here. Start off the top, the woes of an Overwatch player who keeps getting reported for playing Widowmaker. Just literally, just because they're playing that person. I mean, if you're getting heckled by your friends, I'd tell them to get a life.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. Man. On the tail end of the new Zelda and Nintendo Switch information, more details. Nintendo Switch won't run Zelda at 1080p. Apparently, it'll run it at 900p on your TV. Has the downfall started? Matrix quote. Not like this. Not like this. And it's fitting that it's Switch who says that.
It is very fitting the Switch says that. The Nintendo Switch includes Joy-Con grip. It is not the same as the $30 charging grip. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into this one.
I thought it was the same, but yeah.
It's not, and it's sad.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
Nintendo, it's okay. Nintendo says Switch won't replace the 3DS, so I don't know about that, man. 2 devices playing games on the go. I don't see a conflict.
No conflict there at all. Anyways, I'm sure that'll last a while. Sorry. Resident Evil fans should maybe stay offline for the next week. Now, why is that exactly? I don't know, but guard your ears and your eyes if you don't want anything spoiled. But let me tell you about how it ends. The Titanic sinks, by the way, just so you know. Spoiler! Spoiler!
Oh, man. So, is Sony pulling away from PlayStation VR?
Yes.
Nonsense. Look at the PS Vita. Oh, wait.
PlayStation VR supports 360-degree YouTube videos? What? I'm so excited about this, I think.
It's good. See? Now who's not supporting PSVR?
I'm just going to think about trying to watch 360 videos with my phone doing this.
Oculus accused of destroying evidence. Zuckerberg to testify in VR theft trial.
Oh, God.
Maybe they should call it, instead of the Oculus Rift, the Oculus Lift, as in lifted.
Wow, that one hurt. Return to the Planet of the Apes with VR experience.
I want to see that.
So now you can be immersed in you damn dirty apes?
All I can say is,
shoot me.
So Zotac's tiny gaming PC is powerful enough to play VR on. So this is pretty awesome. Yes, but can it play Crisis?
Can anything play Crisis? I mean, really. NVIDIA's new Shield TV is more of the same, just smaller with a better gamepad. Yeah. I never played the original one.
Well,
I thought bigger was better.
Well, I've been telling the ladies for years, smaller is better because the new one's smaller. Pass the time in the vault with Fallout Monopoly, now just $25, so you can actually get it. I think it's on sale. But everyone loves Monopoly. Like, who says you have to stop playing after nuclear catastrophe? Seriously.
Yeah, not really. I mean, if you're lucky, then you just you illuminate the room. No lights needed.
There you go.
South Korean World of Warcraft cooking show goes live tonight. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Beer battered boar ribs. Oh God. Torin and me says yes.
That's in. Oh, I'm a Torin. I love Torin. So SpaceX redeems itself with a showstopper rocket launch. So good. I know, really good, because back in September, we actually talked about this. They had an accident, explosion on launch pad. Good work, guys. Good work for getting it right this time.
Good on ya. Good on ya. So in case you missed it, rest in peace Vine, the platform that made 6 seconds feel like a lifetime. Yeah, Vine is shutting down. It should have been 4 seconds because I finished it so fast that I'm always left wondering what to do for the next 2 seconds.
That goes right there with the smaller is better.
Jesus. I need to go rest my weary head now from those pad puns. Oh dear God. That was something. That was something. Holy Christ. So on the calendar, guys, a couple games coming out, and I'll be honest with you, none of them I'm really familiar with, so I guess I'm my eye again. I've been getting things in my eyes all day today. It's been horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it's renovation. Tell you guys about it later. So what do we have here, Kirok? What was the first one?
First one on the 25th.
What?
Memoranda.
Memoranda?
Yeah, for PC. I think it's on Steam, if I'm not mistaken.
I
I watched it. I wasn't quite sure what it was exactly. But following that, January 31st is Conan Exiles, again on Steam. For PC, it'll be an early access.
Then after that, we've got, how you say this?
Oh, I always pronounce this Disgaea.
Disgaea?
I don't know if that's exactly right. I think it is.
It sounds like a disease you get. But you get number 2 now.
Yeah. And then also on the same day, which is the 31st, Dynasty Warriors Godseekers for PS4 and Vita. Awesome.
I'm honestly shocked this is like a game that's been coming out in iterations. I think Cosmic played the original on... It was either like PlayStation or Dreamcast, kind of like back then kind of thing.
Okay.
So, hey, I mean, it's kind of a fun, group whack-em kind of thing. Whack people by the hordes. Divide for PlayStation 4, also coming out on the 31st. Again, my apologies, I can't give you that much details. I don't know anything about it. We'll try to find more details later. But anyways, yeah. So if you look into this game, that will be coming out on the 31st.
Also on the 31st, Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Sabotage DLC.
Never heard of the game.
PS3. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's something to do with you run around and shoot people.
Is that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know. Or you walk around with a frying pan.
Probably a strategy game. You like,
yeah. But it says 30 days early, so I don't know what that means exactly, but I think it's like you can get it 30 days early, like a beta. I don't know.
Games these days. Also on the docket is going to be Hitman, the complete first season for PS4.
Yeah.
Is this original Hitman? Is it a new
It's
Hitman?
well, that I was looking it up, and it's confusing because I think it's the original, but I think it's from the new revised version that they're releasing, but it's on PC and Xbox One as well.
Wasn't this was having all kinds of problems and issues a while back, and they had to like dice it
I
up and make multiple
I
versions of
dropped
it?
Hitman a long time ago. I stopped playing it. Then the movies came out.
Eh, awful big price tag. I'm still not used to games being so damn expensive. So I'm a cheap miser. I go for like the cheap Steam sales and the humble
Yeah,
bundles.
the Steam sales though are dangerous. This
Oh
Christmas I
God.
spent so much money.
Yeah, those sales don't save you money in any way, shape, or form. You know.
No.
Now, if you ever want to find out about that, man, look at the chatter we have in BRG. We have people who will buy like humble bundles and then give keys away because, hey, why not? Next thing you know, it's like, oh wow, here's my credit card bill. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot me! Anyways, guys, take a quick break here. Just a real reminder about the BRG group. We're getting things all kinds of house in order, so to speak, in the new year here. So we're starting to get things ramped up again. We got a lot of events coming up. You can see on the list here for Payday 2, Shattered Travels, Flub Fighters, which is going to be interesting. And we have a staff meeting coming up. Not too much for there. But that does remind me of one thing. If you want to know what's going on with BRG, head over to the website, check things out. We do quarterly town hall meetings to follow staff meetings. So
You said do. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, no, I got it. I don't want it, but I got it. Anyways, guys, I just want to give a quick shout out for the BRG crew. We are really looking to start ramping things up here. We want to start getting new people joining us and having fun. So if you're interested in finding a good community and group to hang out with, I really, really do encourage you to head on over there because awesome stuff is afoot. Why is it always afoot? Why not a hand or a head or
A knee.
really? Forgive him, guys. He's Canadian. Anyways, so guys, I want to get into the main topic tonight. This is kind of an interesting main topic because, this is it's something that hits close to home for us. Basically, what it boils down to is there's some to-dos going on about reviewers and devs. Now, I'm gonna preface this by starting off with, we've heard about this kind of thing before. We had the digital homicide thing going on. I had Jim Sterling and them going back and forth. Well, as you can see here, Jim Sterling's in the mix again, but this time it's somebody different. Now, there are a couple of different articles I actually want to touch on here, and then we'll kind of get into the meat and potatoes and our opinions and thoughts and so on. But to start off with, Art of Stealth dev, what was it? Cohen?
Matten. I would say it's Matten.
Matten Cohen. Didn't take so well to negative reviews, and of course one of them being Jim Sterling, and kind of went off on him. And there's a lot of things that I'm just gonna say weren't the best judgment call for this person. First of all, he decided to start mouthing off in rebuttal to Jim. Now, I feel like I need to back up here for a minute because, first of all, if you don't know who Jim Sterling is, just go to YouTube, look up Jim Sterling. He is a video game reviewer, but he's a pretty belligerent guy. And that's his sauce. That's
his
what
MO.
he does. Yeah. He's a very belligerent guy. So expect things come out of him kind of course to begin with. And of course, if the game isn't exactly what he's looking for in some way, shape, or form, he's going to niggle about it and make it sound like a huge deal. So it's already kind of a big thing. But then the dev, Cohen here, fires back. And let's just hit the quotes here. So Jim Sterling has no respect to software engineers who learn programming in universities for 5 years and work hard to create good games. Jim Sterling has no self-respect. He goes going against YouTube rules and trying to damage a small team which is new in the industry. A pathetic bully.
Pathetic bully.
Yeah. And then Well,
Okay,
the last
do
one.
you mind if I read the last
Oh,
one?
absolutely.
Jim Sterling calls out our work a load of crap. He doesn't respect our attempts to make a good game. He simply makes money by discredit other people's works. I wonder if this worm can actually write a single line of code.
So this guy gives you a feeling of the mentality of the back and forth. Like I say, Jim Sterling, if you get a feel
So,
for who he is, watch him. But this gives you
yeah.
a feel of how the dev is.
So here's the thing. It's one thing for someone to critique the work that you do. So you create a product, in this case, a video game,
Mm-hmm.
and then someone else critiques it. It obviously must be in a negative way because he's responded back the way he has, kind of lashing out back to Jim Sterling. It makes you wonder, though, sometimes this is the kind of response you get when maybe what Jim is critiquing his work as is true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, God forbid, there are actually some games out there that are pretty freaking horrible. Now,
Yeah.
to be upfront here, I have not even heard of Art of Stealth until this article came up. So I don't know
Yeah,
anything about the
neither
game. I
have
haven't
I.
played it. So I apologize. I can't go running out and playing every game just because it's in the news, kind of thing. Um, but I will say that for a lot of people say that stealth has nothing to do with this game. So there you go. But anyways, the Cohen, the developer, goes on to have some other poor judgment, in addition to the lashback, but also in the form of allegedly opening up a whole bunch of additional Steam accounts just to give basically positive reviews to his game. Now, again, this is alleged. Obviously,
This is alleged, yeah.
people can't prove it's actually him, but it just right around the time this whole thing blew up, there was a sudden flood of singularly positive reviews that seem to have certain commonalities to it. We'll just say. So
And there's no way they can prove that he did exactly this alleged act.
there is no way they can prove it. Now that said, the end result of all the back and forth and
Yeah.
maybe the sudden burst of reviews here has actually landed this guy losing his access to Steam for his game. Steam pulled it, basically. Valve pulled it. So that didn't go over too terribly well. So this is, again, this is kind of the minor part of things, and that this is just like with Digital Homicide. It's
Yeah, it's like a repeat of events.
yeah, and it's unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those things of, I can understand. I've had projects I've worked on, and the last thing you want to hear after you put, a lot of time, effort, and whatnot into it, is to have somebody give a negative review of it. And again, especially people like Jim Sterling, they're not going to be like, it's not going to be constructive criticism necessarily. It's usually going to be pretty crass because that's what gets him clicks. So it's not just a negative review. It's a pretty belligerent one at that, to say the least. Now the other article that I want to touch on before we get into kind of our two bits about it is game developer busted for openly stating unspoken industry rules and a letter threatening blacklist for bad reviews. Now, this is a really good article. I am going to read some of this from the article, but this gives you kind of a feel for it. And some of the things they kind of point out in here. So you have game developer Bad Fly Games didn't like...
Bad Fly.
Bad Fly!
I had to.
Again, didn't like getting bad reviews from certain reviewers, and basically sent a letter saying such, like, hey, if you're going to give us bad reviews, you'll never see in there a copy of our games, ever again, basically. There's a lot to this that really kind of angers me.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, do you want to read the first quote they have here about let me just mention?
Yeah, okay. Let me just mention one thing, though. This is an indie game which, unfortunately, is very often compared with big budget games, and that's quite a problem and very much damages its reputation in final ratings.
And it goes on to kind of go into some details. Now, this is where I started to get a little bit kind of edgy about this. So, this article does a really good job. It points out a couple of things here, and one of the things is a sad but kind of known truth. Is if you're going to give undesirable reviews to a product, whether it's a game, a device, whatever, you're probably not going to get a lot of love from that developer in the future. There is
Right.
the unspoken rule that
Yeah, it's understood kind of.
yeah, that, if you want to get pre-release stuff for review or whatever, that you're going to have a kind of a guarantee that's going to be a honest review, a positive review. Um, that
But okay, can I say something about that?
go.
Because if let's say I have a channel or a website where I review video games,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing that, it's because I really want to give my honest opinion about games and what I think of them,
Mm-hmm.
especially if I really love games, right? So I'm not going to say, "Hey, this game is good," when really it's not, out of fear that developer is not going to provide me with another game key for the next big game they're going to release, right?
Yep.
But it's just because it's almost like extortion, or it's like, well, you got to make sure you give us a good rating, otherwise I'm not going to give you another one.
It kind of feels like that. It really does.
Yeah, and it's I don't like that. I mean, it
Well,
shouldn't be that way, because then it's not honest truth review. It's not what you're coming from the heart or what you thought of the game, right?
agreed. Absolutely. Now here's the thing that kind of kills me. So when it comes to the aspect of doing reviews, we got to get a few things clear here. And again, I encourage you to read this whole article because there's a lot of really good points that this writer brings up in regards to this could be very damaging because in this mediascape, if you will, nowadays, it can be very detrimental. We live in a world where doing YouTube reviews or written article reviews, things like that, this is all on the internet. It's all click based. You get good reviews or you get clicks for good articles, and usually good articles only come in one of two ways. Either you're getting something that everybody's really desiring, it's usually like a pre-release
Yes.
review, or you're giving it a really basically a Jim Sterling's type review of something, which will give you clicks. But this can be detrimental because if you want to be one of the inner circle people and get early access for reviews or things like that, then you gotta kind of play ball. You're not gonna get early access review
Right.
or early access for review if you're not gonna if it's not gonna be some kind of better off chance that you're gonna be giving a positive spin on it. So this becomes very problematic. As you pointed out, you want to be honest about it, and
Yeah.
this is where we get to the crux of it. So the problem we come down to is there's the aspect of this kind of gamescape he's talking about, which is those pre-release demo copies or review copies that people get, so they can get the chance to, especially in the game world, play the game, go through it, experience it, and be able to have that information ready and posted early or by the time of release, because that's when it's relevant. You're not going to review a game that's 3 years old. It's not going to be. I mean, you can, but it's not going to give you as much.
But as we remember, we mentioned what was it? Bethesda's decided not to do that anymore, right? So there's that angle on it as well. But
okay, you're absolutely right.
These guys are sometimes smaller, so they rely on that to kind of expose them, right?
Oh yes. Now, there are so many rat holes we can jump down here, but I'm going to try to keep us in some kind of order.
Okay,
here.
all right, gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
Here's and that's exactly the problem we're having. So here's the first thing is, again, the point that this article is trying to make is because of the fact that you want to be able to get that early review out, you play ball or you don't get in. And again, this is not just game. This is a whole bunch of things. I mean, I've seen topics come up. Leo Laporte from from Twit.
Yeah. I met the guy.
Really?
Yeah, I met him once years ago, like 2006, 2007. Yeah.
But he had an unfavorable experience with an Apple event, and actually, I think it was like back in like the first iPhone, and after that point, Twit never got invited to an Apple release event again. Again, it's just kind of the way things are. So
yeah,
this is across the board, and what really kills me is that again, it's kind of an unspoken thing. Bad Fly kind of got a bad rep because they kind of stated the things that shouldn't be stated. And one of the things said in the article too is a good indicator that a company may have problems dealing with criticism is when they believe that reviewers are trolls out to get them by writing purposely bad reviews. So he's sitting there saying, basically, that there are some groups that, like Bad Fly, basically, that are just taking the notion that, oh, you're just doing this on purpose to be mean.
Yeah.
So that kind of kills me. So this really bothers me for a lot of things. One is the fact that there is this mentality going on. Two, the fact that people do play this game, that they are willing to soften their blows or be more positive when they shouldn't be.
Scratch your back so you scratch mine later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, this is we're just right now we're just talking about those pre-release or early review aspects. We're not even getting to game release.
Final games. Yeah. Oops.
So
okay, can I point out a separate, or we talked about this earlier, different point of view? Mm-hmm. There are a couple of aspects you got to consider, because guys like Jim Sterling, they're usually known for being, like you said, belligerent and hard on their reviews. Whether it is, I don't know if he does strictly final reviews or if he does also like this pre-release type reviews, but maybe there is a little bit of truth in that, even though he presents his criticism the way he does. And the developer is creating a product that is maybe subpar, and when they get criticism in that way, it hits them home, and that's why they were, what's the word I'm looking for? Lash out the way they do, right? What I don't get is if they're creating a product and they're doing this because they're doing it as a craft out of love, they should know and feel in their heart whether or not this product they're developing is actually something that is good. If they're creating something for someone else that they believe in their heart will be good for that person, or maybe they're just making it anyways to try and make a buck. I don't know.
That'd be Digital Homicide.
Well, okay, that's a good example of that. Right?
Yeah, there are companies out there like Digital Homicide, for all the crap that went on with them. They had no excuse. They knew they were making purposely shitty titles just to get them out there. Right? Yeah, you get people assets. I mean, it was a horrible thing. Yeah, and they deserve every little bit they got. Now, again, in situations like this, I haven't played Dead Effect 2, so I haven't played the game. I don't know anything about it, but again, when they make comments like they said in this quote here, let's just mention one thing though. This is an indie game, and they go on this to try to it's not a big budget thing. I'm sorry, but that right there already angers me to no end. The fact that you have to start throwing up defense by saying, "Well, we're just a small group. We can't be an EA. We can't be a Bethesda." It is an excuse, because I have seen games that people have gone head over heels for, like was it Stardew Valley or something like that? Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And that's
Stardew.
Yeah. But that I believe was like a one-person gig, and it's huge. It's a huge game.
It's so popular, and everyone's playing it, and people are streaming it online.
And it's amazing. Look at the popularity of Minecraft early on. That started out with one person when it kicked off, and even by the time the Microsoft got to it, it was still a smaller than other game studios in size. So I mean, it's.
See, but this is what I'm talking about. The people, even if it's one or two developing it, like Stardew Valley. I don't know exactly how many people were developing Stardew Valley or have developed it, but they went ahead with it, and they knew you can tell what you're creating is good or bad. If it's bad, man, just cancel the shit. Do something else.
Especially with them, though. That was, we see games like that. There's somebody who actually wants to make that game, has a passion for it. And I'll be honest with you. When you're making something like that, you may not be able to see it as being bad per se, but it's a passion. You work with it, whatever. But again, especially those kind of games, it can make it even harsher or harder for you to hear criticism, because you have poured your soul into it.
Yeah, you've put so much. Okay, I can see that perspective.
So I can see people saying, "Well, I don't really want to get negative press on it." So, that's I can understand that, but again, when I start seeing these kind of excuses come out with the "we're not AAA," or they go on in a revised statement saying, we create B-class horror first-person shooters on purpose. Again, it's just the way they state this, and we love it. However, we're being compared to AAA titles.
Mm.
Well, I'm sorry. Again, it sounds like more of an excuse than anything else, and it really pains me because it really does feel like you're saying is if you have a passion for it and if you make something good, great. If you make something half-assed, then yeah. If you make something half-assed, then expect to get criticized and deal with it. But again, getting back to the point, threatening people to pull early access copy because you don't like the reviews they're giving, I guess that's your prerogative. That's your right. But
they don't have to make it public knowledge. It's the unwritten rule, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You're right, but
it still is a nasty agreement. We actually talked a little about reviews in a past podcast.
Yes, we did.
It's just I really wanted to bring this up, talk about it in depth, because it was just one of those things. It's like, oh my dear God, how can people still be like this obnoxious when it comes to if you're not gonna play the way we want to play, then I'm taking my ball and going home. Holy Christ, dude! This isn't grade school, for crying out loud.
I mean, it's like little kids.
No, yeah, I mean.
Can I read that other quote? Also, where is it? There. Also, we're working on several other games that are definitely interesting. So they're building up what they're making. And if your review or preview of Dead Effect 2 is very negative, you won't receive any keys from us in future.
Which, again,
that's
technically they have that right.
Yes, they can.
It doesn't make it feel any less nasty, Nicky.
No, they're twisting, they're contorting, to make it work to their advantage.
Yeah, and this is one of those things you're kind of taking advantage of a situation, which I think is just deplorable at best. And from the reviewer standpoint, I understand. If you're trying to make a living off of this, you certainly don't want yourself blacklisted. But what do you do, Kirok? I mean, at this point, you don't want to have to wait till release day to buy a copy just to review it, which is going to be after the fact and won't be nearly as many clicks. But you don't want to necessarily get blacklisted.
Yeah. I mean, I watch other guys who do game reviews and stuff, and I'm not going to name names or anything, but generally I watch them because when they play a game that they get codes for and they openly admit that they get codes for, they're not hiding it. Mm-hmm. But they're also not hiding how they feel about the game. They'll give it to you straight and let you know this game sucks, or this game was terrible, don't touch this game, or the game was fantastic, or the game was great, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So I respect them for that. And what's interesting is that as games keep coming out, I keep seeing game codes getting given to them because, again, as I said, they're still transparent about when they get codes for new games that are about to release. I think as a reviewer, personally, you would want to be honest and concise and tell the truth on how you feel. And if they say, oh, well, if you're going to give us a bad review, we're not going to give you a game, fine, I don't want you. I'll go on to the next person who has a game.
Yeah.
That's how I would treat it.
I mean, you want to go for the other fish in the sea mentality. That's true.
Yep.
I actually see that.
And when people see that you're giving them your honest opinion, that should bring more people to come and see, because they're like, well, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy is being honest. Well, maybe over time.
Here's the thing.
So if you're getting that exposure, that gives more of a reason for a developer to give a game to you or a code to you so that you can review it honestly.
Maybe. So
what's the thing?
So the mentality of this is, if you have a like you said, a rapport when it comes to, hey, he's known for giving honest reviews, that's especially beneficial and likable from the end point, for the person watching your reviews. It's not for the other end of the spectrum.
Right.
Again, you're only going to have a good rapport with game devs if you do positive reviews. And there is a theoretical possibility that if you're a known entity, like Jim Sterling, for example, that has a predominantly negative tone to things, that other people that have never given you the opportunity to do a review and stuff won't even bother giving you the opportunity to begin with, because it's like, nope, I've seen you before, you're Oscar the Grouch, hell no.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to bother with you. You know, it's kind of one of those things. So you can actually set a mentality for yourself that ends up getting you kind of jacked over.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I still think, though, that if you build that audience, because that you're doing it with your honest opinion and criticizing, not to be mean like, say, Jim Sterling, but just honest criticism of a game, that will translate through to your audience, and it will attract more people. As your audience grows and gets bigger, it gives a developer, maybe even a small indie developer, more reason to expose their game through your audience and through your platform.
Certainly, but again, exposing your game to that person's audience could be a good thing or a bad thing, because I can be exposing my game to your audience with the anticipation of you always give good reviews, or you're really into this kind of game, so you'll give a good review. Or you could be exposing it to a massive audience that's going to basically say, hi, you should buy this game and poop on it because that's all it's worth. You know?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. It could work both ways.
It potentially can, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, it's gambling. You know, there's always going to be a chance out there where things can go one way or the other. Now, this is going to be somewhat of an iteration from the last time we talked, but this is something to keep in mind when it comes to the aspect of reviews, is bear in mind, nobody in their right mind, if you're looking for reviews of a game, should read one review. And I'm not talking like, you know, going through the comments under the Steam, but actually going out and getting like in-depth reviews of a game. If you're thinking about dropping $60 effing on a game, go look at a couple different sites that have good in-depth reviews. And what you really don't want to get stuck on is this mentality of thumbs up, thumbs down. If somebody says thumbs up or thumbs down, I want to see reasons why.
Why, exactly.
You know, was the game flawed? Was it buggy? Was it not pretty? Did it have shallow game development, or, you know, story development, etc.? Understand what the negatives were for them. 'Cause there are these rare, interesting cases where their negatives may actually be your positives.
Did the game have content that was promised?
Yeah.
No, this guy.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna come up in there somewhere. So, yeah, I will say this is one of those things that, and I really hate to say this, but I really kind of feel like the whole aspect of like Bethesda saying we're not going to do, you know, pre-release keys anymore for reviews. Yeah. You can just stuff it and get it when you get it, kind of a thing. I almost kind of feel like because of this situation right here, the unspoken agreement, that it's almost better off that people don't have early access. That reviewers can get it when it comes out. And you can make the call. You know, you can buy it right off the bat and start playing it, or you can wait for the reviews to start pouring out as they come out after release and get a feel for it. But I really feel like I would feel a lot more comfortable if every single review had a very upfront, very clear thing. I got this game for free, or I paid the $60 for it, or whatever.
Right.
And I just, no offense to anybody, but I'm going to feel more comfortable with somebody who actually paid their own money to review this game, because I feel like it's going to be a little more honest, because they're not tied in any way to anybody, because they don't have to. It's like, well, we're not going to give you a pre-release copy. I don't care. I do post-release, so I can just go out and buy it and give you a shitty review anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, that's my take on it. I don't know. I mean,
I kind of like what Bethesda's doing. I know it kind of sucks, but I kind of like what they're doing.
I'll be honest with you. When they first made that comment about it back then, we talked about it last. Yeah. It seemed like but no. After seeing this and kind of, you know, we all knew that the unspoken agreement was there, but after seeing it in this context, now I'm kind of thinking maybe it's probably best off when we just don't do this pre-release anymore. And I know there's people out there going to be bitching and saying, well, I want to have some idea of what I'm, dumping my money into. Well, that's fine. But I mean, and to that end, is it really going to kill you to wait an extra week?
Exactly what I was just about to say. There's no rule that says the moment it comes out, you got to have it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
God forbid we don't have to pull an Apple and spend all night long staying in a line. Sorry. But I mean, seriously.
Hey, I did it for the PS4. You know what? I don't usually stand in lines for a while, but I've done it a couple times, and it's fun sometimes.
Nope.
I did it for Halo 3 or 2, I can't remember, and the PS4 is the only time. And I might do it again for the Switch.
Won't do it. I'm sorry. I'm not that desperate. I'm just not. And again, being able to buy a game and then honestly review it because I shut my money out for it, it puts me on the line as being a real person, a regular person like you and I. More
value there.
Yeah, that I could be candid about it, not be have my hands tied to it. So I like that a lot better, and I really feel like that's going to be the better plan to go with anyway. So, and we can just annihilate all of this stupid crap. I mean, there's still going to be people who are going to bitch like Digital Homicide, even if they did buy the games and then get negative reviews on it. Which, with all due respect, you can suck it up.
I just thought Valve would go back to the developer, say, now play nice, or we're not going to let you play share your game on our platform.
Well, I love the was the Art of Stealth one? It's like, well, if you're not gonna play now, I'm gonna take my ball and go home. Valve goes, there's your ball, get lost.
Called him.
Yes, I will call you on your bullshit. Yeah. Here's your ball. There's the door. Have a good one. So, anyways, I can't really batter this dead beast anymore than it already has been. Again, guys, I really encourage you to check out this particular article because it's a really well written article. It's a good long article. It's got a lot of really good detail and opinions in here that I really like hearing. And I think it's all worth. It's worth the read because if you're a reviewer, this is right up your alley. If you're not a reviewer, if you're a consumer, this is good to know and understand and remember because, again, stuff that comes to reviewers for free may not always be the most honest review. Whether they mean to or not, they try to be honest about it. Yeah, I honestly, heartfully believe that there are people who are going to be honest no matter what, and that's great. I'm not saying people are going to lie automatically just because they got a free copy, but it's worth keeping in mind that we're humans, and when you get something for free, you're going to have a natural instinct to try to accentuate the good side whenever possible. All right, that's my piece.
All right.
You got anything else to say, Kirok?
No, I'm good. It's ongoing.
Fair enough. All right, guys. So that said, if you guys have a different opinion or want to chime in on this, of course, please do let us know. Please hit us up in the show notes, or sorry, in the comments down below, or over on the forums and BRG. And please, we certainly do welcome feedback, and we do read the feedback on our show. So please keep the feedback coming. We really do like it. And we'll if something that somebody says that's really interesting, intriguing, we'll certainly bring it up. And talk about it a little more. Okay. Hey, Kirok. Cool.
Yeah.
Doing anything on your channel?
Yeah. Oh, wait, hang on. There's something else.
There it is. Oh, God. No.
Come on. Gotta. Yes.
No.
Yes. Are you gonna let it play?
I'm playing right now.
You are.
I'm probably gonna get flagged, but.
No, dude, just play a snippet of it. They can always go and find the video. It's awesome. It's hilarious.
I don't like the way that looks, but I would be able to do that if I wanted to.
God, okay, enough.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you for sharing that.
Kirok found this one. I just couldn't resist.
I saw that. I was on the floor. It was so good. So good. And I got to give props to whoever did the effects. They did them very well. Very well.
Yes, they really did. It's the worst part about it is I'm realizing just how much this guy waves his hands around. And oh my dear God, as of yesterday, officially, he is President the Donald
of the United States. That's correct. Yes, he is.
President the Donald.
President the Donald.
We are also doomed.
So,
besides watching videos of Donald Trump playing the accordion, what else are you doing?
At the moment, I'm fighting off a sore throat and trying to get some rest and sleep, and hopefully I can shake this thing because it's been bugging me.
Don't get me sick.
No, I won't. Don't worry. Tomorrow, as of this recording, which is yesterday, as of your viewing, is my brother's birthday.
Provided I get it up on time.
Oh, true. So happy birthday, Nomad. That's his name.
Nomad?
Nomad. Yeah. That used to be my gaming name, not Kirak. It was Nomad. And then he started playing on my account, and he stole it.
Wow.
I had to come up with a whole new name.
It's okay. I don't know if I've seen that happen before.
And lastly, I've been battling the urge for the last couple weeks to get back into World of Warcraft.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like it's time to go back, and I'm like, no.
Go play EverQuest 2. It's better.
I have what's the other one? ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, and I might as well play that. It's free to play, and
EverQuest 2 is free to play.
Oh,
See,
okay.
you can save yourself money.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's just that once you're hooked, even though you detach yourself from it,
it's digital crack.
Yeah, I know exactly. It's the only game, World of Warcraft, where I actually. This was years ago when it first came out. I went to work, got home. After I got home from work and had my dinner, I played around the clock and just left for work. No sleep.
Yeah, I know how you feel about that.
I've ever done that. Only one I've ever done that one.
That was EverQuest, the original EverQuest for me. I just
okay.
You were playing like we playing. My friend had a garage, we had everything set up, and we were playing. Also, you look over and you see the sunlight peeking through the crack under the door. It's like, oh fuck!
Crap! I gotta go to work.
Well, luckily for me, my friend was my boss, so.
Oh, okay, even better. That's awesome.
I go to work at Blockbuster. I literally fell asleep standing up at the cash register helping a customer.
Nice. And you know what? That's the best. Not the best that you did that, but the best because your boss can't say anything about it.
Oh, dude, he was in his seat back there snoring. You kidding me?
Yeah, exactly. It's like your best possible situation. He can't scold you in any way because he's just as guilty. Love it.
Awesome possum, like I say. Anything going on with Project Singularity?
Not a whole lot. I mean, at this point, we were actually contacting a few people that we've reached out to see if they want to join. But so far, I haven't heard anything back. We're constantly looking, right? So other than that, game night just went by. I was at work that day, so I couldn't participate. Same thing as before. But we alternate. So what we do is we play like once a week. And we change dates. So we do a weekend and we do a weekday. And then the next 2 weeks are earlier in the morning for it to be easier for our overseas friends to make it. And then the 2 weeks after that, we switch back to evenings. So it's easier for some of us on this side of the world to meet. So we alternate it to help each other. So
nice. That's very nice about it. Well, guys, you can keep up with Kirak's adventures with Sore Throats and World of Warcraft and everything else on the Twitters. So definitely keep connected there. I myself have been literally like balls deep in the renovation process.
You've got quite a bit done, man.
I did. I actually have been. I have been like the stuff I can't even show you, but we're talking like digging trenches, running wires. The back room, which is gonna be the guest room that was formerly my the place where I recorded from, has now been insulated, and we've got the sheetrock going up. And
Nice.
so yeah, it's been a lot of work. Unfortunately, I'm just not as young as I used to be, so I'm aching so bad.
I have a question. Sheetrock, right? It's the gypsum board.
Yep.
Okay, because when you call it sheetrock, and I have heard it called sheetrock, I think in Canada we call it drywall.
Yes, that's another term, is drywall.
Okay, right. Because it's just that's what I think we use more here.
Yeah, I'm not really sure there's a I don't know if it's a colloquialism or what, but I drywall, sheetrock, whatever.
Yeah, same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What it is heavy as all hell. When you're holding it over your head, 4x8 sheet over your head, trying to put screws in. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
I feel pretty damn broken. But yes, I mean, like I say, guys, I've been so just buried in that, and it's gonna be going on for a while longer. I apologize. And what little free time I have, I'm trying to use for podcast planning for the new podcast 2.0, as well as just other things I gotta get done. So I have not had time for gaming, and again, I've got like a whole bunch of ride videos for my my other channel that I'm trying to get around to editing and putting up. It's just a matter of having time for it, and it's one of those things of, in the evenings when I'm not doing renovation, this is still not insulated, so it's just butt-ass cold out here. So I'm like, right now I'm really cold. I've got multiple jackets on and long-sleeve shirts to keep warm. So, yeah, it's not terribly easy to do. But anyways, as I do tend to blurt out things now and then, you can catch what's going up over my Twitter channel. I actually got two of them. I need to resurrect the other one, but I've got my Warp Jester MC, which is my gaming Twitter. So if anything comes up, if I get new game video, God forbid, one of these days, you'll see it there. So I never made mention of that. So yeah, I do actually have a Twitter account, amazingly enough. More interesting than myself is the Bottle Rocket gaming community. Again, I already told you guys all about it. We got a lot of stuff coming up for it, so definitely head on over there and check us out, because we love you guys as much as we certainly do want us to meet new people. So check it out. Man, it's really coming down now.
Oh, you got rain coming?
Oh, yeah. We had hail yesterday. It was fun. It was fun stuff. Hey, guys.
Okay.
We've been doing a lot of work on stuff, and we cleaned up our YouTube channel a bit. Not only do you have the new art, we've gone through and cleaned up the playlist and whatnot, done little corrections and spiffed things out. So definitely go over there and check out what's going on there. Right now, we've got a lot of course, the podcast itself on there, as well as some unboxings. Again, if you haven't seen anything out there, I definitely encourage you to check it out, because there's a lot of good content that's worth watching. And the most recent unboxing from BDA was spectacular. So
yeah, I watched it. I really enjoyed it. And I know he's a Firefly fan, so yeah, so he loved that one.
Him and my wife Carol would get along swimmingly. But yeah, definitely head over there, check them out, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us all kinds of love, hit the playlists, and just hit play and then walk away for us, because no, I can't. But also, guys, if you want to give us a little bit of love and some help, always, we want to get the word out, so please head over to places like Votable, Facebook, etc. Give us a little shout out, give us a little upvote and whatnot. It really helps us out. And if you want to do the more armchair laid back way of supporting us, you're welcome to go over to our Patreon site and give us some Patreon support there via the monetary value. So thank you so much, guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm sorry that tonight was a little bit light. Like I said, I'm literally in pain, so a little bit of a challenge doing this tonight, so I apologize. We do have big plans for the future, and I know we keep teasing about the inevitable podcast 2.0, but again, we really do appreciate you guys taking the time with us. This is a hobby for us, and we do enjoy doing it just for the sake of doing it. We're not out to make it big or be rich or anything like that. Don't get me wrong, if we became rich and famous, I'm certainly not going to knock it. But I don't see either of us rocking to PewDiePie type status anytime soon.
Yeah.
But we do enjoy it, we do like it, and I certainly do encourage feedback, be it positive or negative. We won't blacklist you or ban you from our channel, so
No, exactly. Yeah.
Feel free to be candid and honest, and we will incorporate that into the new podcast 2.0. All right, Kirok, I think
All right.
I'm gonna go pass out.
Yeah, no problem, Warp. All right, buddy.
Take
Have a
care.
good night, okay? Bye,
Bye.
guys.